can try, but can't do it like Vinny. Yeah, no permission. I got it.
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixers cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life. Holding on for life, feet in the high, chasing the night, chasing the night. Hotel rooms and city squares, champagne bottles, drum and snare. The sights and cities seem to fall away when you stay. Locked in love for a night or two, losing sleep just to get off you. Day to day you wanna stay out. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the light, chasing the night, chasing the night. Chasing the night, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the night, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the night, chasing the night.
You call my bluff for the last time. This ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life. I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste it. I can't help you now, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up, take a X, and now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say, Darnish, why you sad? I said, I just need to think. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need to your phone. Can't hit it bad. Someone said it's sad. I used to want, used to want, used to keeps seeing you. Too many times, yeah, yeah. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you. I know it's in my head. Follow me around, okay, black face, hey. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my. Follow me around, okay, black face, hey. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my. Follow me around, okay, black face, hey. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my. Follow me around, okay, black face, hey. Follow me around, okay, got too much up on my. Follow me around, okay, black face. No pulse and all alone. Time's not kind and it won't let go. No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to oh, you bring me to life. Now you bring, oh, you bring, oh, you bring me back to life. Bring me to life. No. I stopped on my side, tried to run on a faulty line. I'm safe, only, even though we burn from the light I bleed. Does she bring me back? Not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Oh, you bring me to you bring me to life.
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, ayo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall. And if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors. Because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back. This is the moment to go. This is the moment to shine. This is the moment to show. Show me the rocks you could climb. This is the moment to feel the path like you legally blind. I can promise this is ours cause we built for this, kill for this. Pushing buttons, do it quick, push it off and do assist. Oh, y'all think we new to this? Pound for pound. down, break it down. Watch what we gon' do with this. Teamwork got us fluent with. Make y'all look like sewages. Gave it everything when we had none. Gave it everything when we had none. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab none. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back.
Everybody loves an underdog.
Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. It is the Welcome Channel with your host, Laz, Coach. How are you feeling, man?
And you know the flow got 'em coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing us.
The MDL, and this is looking to be a fantastic game here. I've looked at the stats and I'm ready to share, Laz. What's going on? How you doing?
Feeling pretty good, man. So we got ImPerium versus Rugratz for the ESCA MDL Mountain Dew League. Going to be a pretty good match. So just talking a little bit about these teams. So Rugratz right now are actually 2-3 so far in the division, whereas ImPerium is now 2-1. They had a bit of a loss just recently, but hoping to maintain a bit of a lead as they can keep going, Coach.
It's tough stuff with the MDL. Don't underestimate, it's not just clicking heads, it comes down to more strategy the more you climb that ladder, and these guys, they have been clicking heads for a long time. Looking at the homework and Rugratz and for ImPerium, they're both really, really young rosters, Laz. So with that being said, I'm expecting some quick flick of the wrists for this game.
Flick of the wrist. And speaking of flicking the wrist, I mean, I'm definitely big expectations for Johan. Big fan of him. I've seen him compete in some of the collegiate league and everything like that. So I definitely know he can be a menace with the op. So really excited to see what he can do. But looking forward, I think this is going to be a really good match. I mean, this is both very strong teams, Coach.
This is going to be a scorcher. And talking of stats as well, we just went through the breakdown there, sort of the 2 wins for ImPerium, the 1 loss, and the 2 wins and the 3 losses for Rugratz. They're pretty neck and neck with regards to where they are right now, so this really is anyone's game, and those are the best games to watch because it's the flip of the coin, and that comes down to those 2v2s, those 2v1s, and those big ass clutch, what everyone loves to see.
Everybody loves to see the games go down to the wire, of course. So we are just actually, we are just waiting for the players to actually join the server. Still got a couple in there, but we'll talk a little bit about the process and why we're here today. So just for anybody that isn't aware, so I am competing for the ESCA Next Big Caster Challenge. Laz, myself, and then having Coach just hanging out with me and being my duo partner in crime. Definitely appreciate it, Coach.
Heck yeah, always, man. Glad I can be casting again. It's good to get back on the bike, and it's a pleasure to cast in with a knowledgeable fella like yourself.
You know, and I definitely appreciate that, Coach. I mean, just waiting on the map, and I know there was a few questions in the chat, you know, if the map veto has been done, and it has not. So we're still waiting for the players to connect. We have a few of the players from ImPerium ready to go, but I don't know what map I'm really thinking is going to be the choice here, Coach. I mean, you know, we were able to cast just the other day on Mirage with X Recon 5, but I'm kind of curious. Are we going to see potentially a Dust 2 or maybe the classic Inferno banger? I don't know.
You love to see a bit of Inferno, and when it comes to a tight matchup like this, Inferno, your Mirage, those are, I mentioned that term earlier, I'm going to say it again because it's so relevant, the coin flip, where even if you're attacking, you're defending CT or T, it doesn't really matter at all. It just comes down to those angles. So right now, both these teams, I'm sure, are like getting down to the strat books and what have we done this season? What have we not done this season? What have we done right? What have we done wrong? And really crunching the numbers. So it isn't just simple math. There's a lot of complicated calculations you're doing here. The 2-3 split. Are we going to do the one lurker and everyone else goes together? So many questions, but sure, we'll get the answers very, very.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too, is I mean, just looking at the history for Rugratz, I mean, the fact that they played Nuke twice, lost both of those matches, actually quite heavily too. I mean, 16-6, 16-3, and then going over to Overpass, they have a 1-1 so far. A big nail biter with a 16-14 win versus RBG. And then a big win for X-Warriors, where they were 19-17 on Dust 2. So it will be interesting to see what kind of map pool they're going to go with. But when we're talking about ImPerium, they have played Mirage, where they actually did sneak through the win with 16-14. And then, like I mentioned, they did have a unfortunate big loss to Team 1 on Inferno. But maybe they want to go back to Inferno. Maybe they want to, you know, redeem themselves and show that they are a dominant force on that map.
Perhaps so, and it is nice to have another stab at it sometimes. Like, okay, you know what? This is where you went wrong. You watch the demo, you watch your VOD, and you take that back to the drawing board and you re-strategize. And we did mention this last game, this MDL level, IGLing, crucial. Absolutely fundamental to have a good IGL, and I sure hope both of these teams that IGLs are well rested and they're ready to go to bat.
Yeah, IGLs, definitely the individual plays that we've seen so far can really do make the biggest difference. But both these teams, like we said, they are the top prospects that we kind of been predicting so far in the MDL season. And I'm personally a big fan of ImPerium, and like I said, there's a few players on there that I do know, so hoping for the boys in ImPerium side, but can't count Rugratz out. They definitely have been a dominant force so far.
Over the past couple of seasons that I have been casting for MDL and Advanced, these names, there's a couple of familiar ones and there's a lot of new ones for me as well. So I know you did mention there's a few familiar faces in the rosters that you're seeing for ImPerium. Have we got some good uppers on our hands? Got some riflers, lads? Do you know what we should expect from ImPerium at all?
Yeah, so for ImPerium, I mean, for sure, I know that Johan is, like, the guy is just disgusting with an AWP. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I know a few other players can be really good riflers. So I'm imagining Johan must be their opper right now, but I'll have to wait and see. Someone in chat can definitely correct me if I'm wrong. And I do see that Shike is on that roster too. He isn't paid. He isn't on there yet, but I don't know if maybe he is potentially a player for the roster and down the road.
You gotta have a filthy upper in the CS. You really, really do. And it's not just about having that op carry. It's just about having that stopping force if you're on CT, or getting ready for that clutch on T side as well. Obviously, you've got Valorant that's got a similar form of operator, but the op in CSGO is so polished. It's in a good place. It has been for quite a while. If you want to turn back the clock and talk about Kenny S and the initial op that we did see in CS, so much has changed since then. So hopefully they've got it down pat and got their op talent refined. And that was a while ago now, but seeing those changes, and if you've been part of the CS community for quite a while, it's really cool to see where we are now and compare the clutches from, say, today, back in like 2015, completely different style of clutches. So yeah, right now, super fast-paced game, and the op, it's a hard weapon to fire. It's not as easy as it used to be, lads.
No, definitely not. I mean, talking about, you know, the different versions of how the op was used, different metas, things like that. I mean, we talk about the maps too, right? Like, that's always the biggest deal breaker is also. So, I mean, if we were playing on Dust 2, for instance, like an op obviously is so beneficial on both sides. But when you get into maps like Nuke and close quarter maps, it definitely makes it a little bit harder to use that op, in my opinion. But we are just going to wait and see. You know, a little harder, coach.
Just a tad with those crazy no scopes, and you should never rely on no scope. And that's something that is so tempting. You're like, I think I can hit this, but if it's not 100%, be careful. Approach with caution.
And I was actually just reading the chat too, so it looks like ImPerium actually did reply back to me, and I appreciate it. It looks like Carter J and both Johan are the oppers, but I think they kind of go back and forth. But it looks like Johan is their main opper, so hopefully he can fill those shoes and the pressure doesn't get to him. He's definitely played on a couple big stages before, so I think the pressure shouldn't be there, but that's good.
no caster's curse. You called it as it was, my dude. Awesome. So Laz has done his homework, and the players, hopefully, they have as well. Thanks for staying with. Just wait until everyone is in the server, and we'll be able to kick things off very shortly here.
So just actually looking through as well, so it does look like Overpass is the pick map. So just waiting for a couple more players to join, guys, and then we'll switch the screen. So I figured you guys can just take a little bit longer to listen to us, listen to a little bit of music in the background with their nice logos and everything. It looks like players are finally connecting, so we will finally get things underway here. Players are joining. It is going to be Overpass, so not as big of a op-heavy map, but definitely can make an impact for sure. A lot of good opportunities to have it from both T-side and CT side, Coach.
Definitely, man. And looking through in deeper detail for Rugratz and for ImPerium, and looking for, like, is there a player that's carrying so far? Bit harder to tell. ImPerium only had a few hits at the bucket so far, but with what I'm seeing, these teams are pretty even with their frags. So you love to see it. That does speak volumes of the team, the kind of players that have been chosen for this roster, and it's not about the carry. It's about the team play, and if you're relying on the carry, you're probably you're batting out the wrong alley. It's not always the best thing to rely on, but from what I can see, all these lads and ladies, they're even on the playing.
Definitely a lot of even players on the field. I mean, that's a really good point to make, Coach. It can make a big difference, especially if you have a team that has like one big carry. Can really make a difference. But it looks like across the board, everybody is definitely pulling their weight when they need to.
It is, and if that player is removed from the server, as like a team mentality, you're like, crap, that's it. We're not going to be able to clutch now because our best player's gone, and it could be a tilter. It could be a tilter, especially the person trying to go for that hard carry. But for this one, yeah, no. Getting the MDL, its team plays are mandatory.
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 But just for anybody new joining the channel, definitely appreciate everybody so much for catching the show. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And just a little bit of a recap. Just it is myself, Laz TV, and also the coach. And just for anybody that doesn't know me personally, I am competing for the ESCA Next Big Caster Challenge. So if you do enjoy yourself, please make sure to throw a follow on the channel. And maybe one day when the votes come through and I make hopefully top 3, you'll vote for me. But until then, let's just hang out, watch some ImPerium versus Rugratz. Let's see some predictions in the chat.
What's it going to be, guys? What's it going to be? ImPerium Rugratz fans? I do love the logo of Rugratz, Laz. I don't know if you caught that, bud. That's that's fantastic.
It is pretty good. I mean, I actually really do like ImPerium's. I think it's pretty clean for my opinion, but Rugratz is pretty good actually. I do like it.
Rugratz, bit tongue-in-cheek there, but ImPerium, it's almost similar to the Memory Express in a sense. Very professional. Stamp of approval there.
I think a lot of it's going to come down to the knife round too. I mean, we've talked about it, time and time again, but the fact that, you knife for sides and everything in MDL, it does allow you to have that opportunity to start on the side you obviously prefer. But in my opinion, I've always been a big advocate for the defensive side of CT to start things off. I always feel like no matter what map, I think it's always just the way to go, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a mental thing, but we'll see what's in store.
I think you share a common story, though, to many a player. Getting that CT start overpass is OP. OP, all puns intended. Really is. You get the mental edge, get that economy edge as well. Straight out the gates, you get a few rounds in the bag, and you're laughing your way to the bank, and as you'll be blowing things up for the T side. And T side start for overpass, commonly, it's going to be like an 11-4 half, regardless of the quality of players you're seeing. If you've got a good defensive team you're playing against, they know their smokes, they know the defensive Molotovs. It's super hard to play against. So I'm super optimistic that whoever plays T first is revved and ready and strat book galore. This is probably one of the most strategic maps in Counter-Strike, in my opinion. I don't know what your take is on it. What would you say, this or Inferno? What would you say is more strategic?
I definitely think there's a lot of big elements on this map. I mean, it is one of those maps you can kind of pug on if you don't have as many strats, but definitely wouldn't advise it, of course. But I think it does take a lot of coordination, especially on the CT side. Especially when you lose one player, it really can be a big issue because then you have to kind of go for the big gambles, and the rotates are quick, but it's easier for the T's to get a lot of control pretty quick.
It's so very close, only a couple of players to join the server. If you're just tuning in right now for this MDL Season 35 matchup, these teams, they've played CS for more than a while. They know their way around the keyboard, around the mouse, and around Valve's games. So get ready. Lots of sick plays coming up here. I am really excited. I've been looking forward to this one all day. So super close.
Yeah, I'm actually looking really forward to this match. I mean, I've seen Rugratz play before in the previous seasons, and like I said, I'm a big Johan fan, so of course I'm a little bit biased, but we'll have to see how ImPerium can do. And I've definitely recognized their name, definitely within the scene, so should be a good match. And you know, I'm just reading the chat, and I can see that, you know, ImPerium is mentioning this is one of their stronger maps, so that is a big statement. So we'll see if they can pan it through. But now we are starting things on the knife round, Coach. The moment of truth, the moment to decide which side do you want to be on.
Getting those shiny, sparkly blades out. Lots of color, lots of contrast here. Players flexing their unique identity online, and so far, looking wicked for Rugratz. Things can change though. Knife rounds, spicy as ever, and it will be ImPerium on the T side, and Rugratz, I believe, not wasting any time, are going to make their way to the CT side. As you mentioned there, get that CT start if you can, and boom, headshot. Rugratz are taking it.
Yeah, Rugrat's going to be taking that CT side, so not really a big surprise, but you know what we were saying before, and if this is one of ImPerium's best maps, it does allow them to get the T side done and try to build as many rounds before they go into that second half. But now things are underway. Pistol has now commenced. We do have actually 5 armor across the board for Rugratz, no diffuse kits, so a bit of a bold statement. So they're very confident that they're actually going to be able to win the duels, Coach.
Ready and able. So that's more than bold. That's pumping your chest out like a gorilla. That's insane. I'm super surprised not even seeing a kit there. So passively getting the Kevlar posted up all across the map, and as you'll see, not really working the buddy system. So scattered everywhere, which is, wow, that's a bit of a shocker for first round.
Yeah, the CTs are actually playing quite spread apart. I mean, they're not really grouping out, but you could see it was actually Zan's looking for a bit of information, but it does look like ImPerium getting ready to do a bit of a slow push outside of the washrooms and connectors. So now they have that mid control, a bit of real estate achieved for them. But now a bit of a turtle setup from Rugratz. They're actually just going to be grouping up in the site, but Zan's going to get taken down as Ellison starting things off already. Hunter trying to connect another shot. Is he able to win this duel? He's just not able to land it, but Carter J takes him down, and Hunter finally lands one before he falls back. And now it's a 3-on-4 situation, Coach.
Responding with the one tap and responding in kind with a frag off the trade. Super unlucky in the entry there. Getting the one entry will be ImPerium, and not able to land the second at bank. Regardless though, it is a 4 versus 3, and what's it going to be here? Headshots galore. 1-2 from Carter Burt, and chiming in for another Johan and Burt, and over and out. Wow, that's a really good round from ImPerium. Good utility use. It wasn't an excess of utility, but that molly and the quick play for the entry, super positive, encouraging stuff for a T side. We spoke about that, Laz. You shouldn't be getting those rounds, really, statistically, if you're going to be starting on your T side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with the way that ImPerium took mid control like that. I mean, they played a really slow Rugratz. They actually did play quite aggressive in the beginning, but then completely let off the gas. But you can see now they actually did go for a bit of a force buy. Hunter will be the one to buy the scout, so he is going to try to see if he can make something happen. But once again, ImPerium playing very slow. They're waiting patiently. They don't want to make any sort of big decision quite yet. Zan's going to be the one in the bottom of connector with the deagle. But just on the other side of this wall, he's going to find a Molotov in his face, so he's actually going to have to fall back. But Manda actually does connect the shot. Trying to go for another, Wilkie takes him down. Will be able to fall back. So that is a 4-on-4 situation, so a little bit of good damage from Rugratz so far, but no harm, no foul yet for ImPerium. They still have the bomb. And Hunter going to be the one that's playing down long A, but now will reposition himself.
So right now, I'm liking what Rugratz are doing. So they've got the pick, it's trade-off, and they know they're going to be at a disadvantage weaponry-wise as well. So not overexerting, just playing a bit more passive. And we talked about it in the first round, maybe the mistake that they've already learned from. They're looking a bit better for the trades here, from what we can see. So playing nice and tight and keeping things nice and cozy, as the majority are going to be stacked together. So just going to leave them a bit naked for an entry here. We'll see.
This is a good position from Curry. He actually is able to pick up the double kill before he falls down to Bert. So now it is just down to 2 players, which will be Bert and also Johan on the 2-on-3. The scout's still in the hands of Hunter. Smoke going to be coming through. A lot of damage. Johan falls, and now Rugratz, they pull it through. The 4-spy pans out very well. And they pick up an AK for the reward, and now the score going to be even, 1-1.
Wow, so risk, reward, gifted, and slap back in the hands of Rugratz. Just like you got a cracker at Christmas, and whoever's pulling back and forth, I want the prize, no, I want the prize. And Rugratz, they're going to walk away with the prize of round number 2. So seeing a timeout there, not sure if that's a tactical, but perhaps Imperium taking things back to the dribble and say, guys, what happened there? We had the advantage, we had the weapons, where'd it go?
Yeah, definitely, you know, using the timeout quite early. But I mean, like you said, it can be that opportunity for them to maybe just talk about maybe the issue that happened at hand. I mean, it is around, you know, typically you should not lose. But like we've been saying throughout our cast on the You're Welcome channel is that, you know, the second round is just as important, in my opinion, as the pistol round, because most teams are actually going to go for the 4-spy and a bit of a gamble, especially with the way the money system is and things like that now. But you can see Imperium now, they're on the save, so they only have the Tech 9s and the Deagles. And it looks like they're actually going to put a lot of pressure on towards short B. They do get that water control, but they're definitely making their position fully exposed right now for the players on the CT side.
They are making their way through, and Rain in Hell will be the A4 from Curry. He's top frag of the server. Overall, 90 frags, and make that 93 frags so far in MDL. Doing very well so far, but these Tech 9s and Deagles are not going to be able to match the force from previous from Rugratz, and they're going to bank 2 as they start off at the bank of Overpass and get things going again. So if you're a terrorist on Overpass, what would you say is like the best play to make? You talked about mid control. I definitely agree with you, lads. Mid control is essential in Overpass, but are you more of an A or a B player? What do you think is the one more susceptible to utility use, lads?
I definitely, you know, in my opinion, I would think the A site is probably better for utility usage. I think you have a little bit more freedom where you can get a bit more control and get your nades and everything worked up. But you can already see it's actually looking like a big cleanup. And Rugratz, they actually go for the full exposure, full rush. Just going to disrespect Imperium on the save round, but not really anything to expect. But definitely we'll see if Imperium are going to go towards their next strategy as the weapons are on the board, Coach.
Yeah, that's one of those rounds. All right, boys, let's get this one out the way. Let's feed them, boost their stats, and let's get into round number 5. So full buy across the board. We do see an operator in the hands of Rugratz. So that's Hunter, I presume. The pronunciation is Hunter.
Well, let's just call him Hunter. Let's just assume. It's probably wrong. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it later. Going to tweet like, "Hey man, come on, bro. You said my name wrong."
That wasn't a Salon X. It was a full-blown X. But who is going to be the X factor though? Right now in this matchup here, nobody has perished yet. People still on the server. 5-on-5. I spoke just too soon there.
Oh my goodness. That's insane. The fact that he can pick up a double kill fully blind like that is so big. And now Imperium backs her against the wall, and Johan falls, and Mata actually comes up big with a double. And Rugratz, they're looking so good early on, and that's a 3K from Mata that round. He's 7-2 right now, Coach.
This is insane from Rugratz, and seeing how things started for them, they had probably the worst start possible. You won the knife rounds and you lost the pistol round, but somehow they've got 4 rounds, and Imperium doesn't really look like they have an answer yet. Still time though, and figure out what's going to be the next route. Recalculating, get that GPS, figure out the next one.
Recalculating indeed. And look at this. They're already fully pushed up. Zans actually goes for the wide peak. Tries to take them down on the T ramp, but Ellison gets the better of that exchange. And Hunter actually misses the easy shot. But I believe it's RZU, or I don't know if it's Rezu or something like that. But it comes up big with another double. And it is just down to 2. Once again, Imperium. Deagle and Tech 9 in hand. Still 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. Bomb is on the other side of that wall. And Hunter going to be taking him down. Wilkie trying to see if he can pick up and get the 1D, potentially landing the shots, but just not able to make the damage. And he's already taken so much. He's down to 5, but that nade doesn't somehow connect, but it finally does from Mata. The nail in the coffin, and Rugratz, they keep this lead going a little bit longer, but this should be another big gun round from Imperium. So the question will be, do they pull the op out yet?
I think so, lads. They need to do something different, maybe take long control, and they are going to listen to Coach Laz's advice there. Slap in the up into Johan's hands. We did speak about it a bit earlier on Johan, known to be an upper, and let's see what he is made of. He's facing 2 ops though. Wow, they picked up a second up there, so that's going to be very hard to play against. And Johan, we need to see big things. So that's going to be massive. That's massive.
Flick of the wrist, and there he already delivers. The hype already starting to look good for us so much, Coach. He picks that easy frag, and then Zanz actually does retaliate back a little bit against Burt. But ImPerium, they do have the player advantage now, only losing 1. Bombs in their possession. Wilkie going to be creeping his way through connector. Will be Curry just on the other side. And now they're going to be creeping their way through. It looks like they want to go for the A play, but RZU going to be creeping down long A. The flash actually does come through, but not able to land the shots, but he gets a double kill somehow. He gets away with murder. And now it's a 3-on-2 situation back in favor for Rugratz.
That's daylight robbery there, lads. How does he land that? That spray, it was perfection with those 2 headshots, and he just walks away and waltzes his way back towards bank. He's going to cash in on that one. So this is going to put the 3 versus 2 all on Carter J and Wilkie. So Wilkie, not having the best time of the Deagle previously, but he's got an AK, he's got his Neon Rider, and he's partnered up with Carter too. So partner in crime, hopefully. They do have a big step to make here, though.
Yeah, and this kind of is and like good points, Coach, because I mean, really, the time is running out. So it was either like they might as well save the op, or they're going to try to go for this. But it does look like they are going to try to put the eggs in this basket, trying to make their way through. But Zanz takes him down, and Curry able to get the spray. And ImPerium, they just don't seem to have the wind in the sails yet. Still lots of rounds to work with, but should be seeing another pause, and exactly comes through right as I'm saying it. And this is that moment, like you were mentioning earlier, that they can kind of rethink the strategy, talk about the playbook, figure out what is going on.
Truth be, they've been getting some really good picks. They've been getting some fantastic picks. If we had the actual replay, and just imagine it, you're not going to forget that one at all soon. That pick and that off-angle entry up shot from Johan, that is what we need to see. And we spoke about it. It was delivered on a platter, and it's just unfortunate, really, with how the round panned out. That AK spray down, they just got unlucky at long. I'm going to put it down to that. So I'm expecting to see a couple more rounds from ImPerium before we're done and dusted for this team side here.
Yeah, still lots of opportunity for ImPerium to pull back through. I mean, we are on only round number 8, so still plenty of time for them to make a comeback. There is even an opportunity for them to win this this half, but they would have to start things pretty much immediately. We'll wait and see what happens. But Curry going to be playing inside a connector, and you can see on the mini-map it actually will be ImPerium grouping their way up. And they're going to be trying to contest this, and Curry picking up the one-on-one peaks, and Curry, he's able to just pick up 3 so quickly, so easily. And now just down to Burt, but Zanz has another plan in store, and they demolish ImPerium on the save round. But money should be on the board, AKs and ops once more.
No judgment to be made. Those kind of save rounds, and every angle, I'm going to make a comment on this, every angle that Rugratz are playing, it's an off angle for the trade. So we've seen Curry playing that off angle when it comes to B-bomb site there. And as for Zen's there on bench at Picnic and Party, wow, such impressive stuff. And this is going to take them all the way for the MDO. ImPerium, though, they do have the talent. And we're seeing it again from Johan Asimov in the face of Hunter.
Johan, every time I want to watch him, he just seems to have this sixth sense that I know I'm watching him. So he wants to make a big shot, but he does get that early pick. The 5-on-4 situation now, they do, again, have that man advantage, but the positioning from Rugratz is really strong. I mean, you have Curry pushing all the way down. Zanz actually on top of Connector, does pick up the 1, so now he's easily able to fall back. He gets that pick, he can fall back. Now it's a 4-on-4 situation. You can see ImPerium a little bit stuck in the mud right now, not sure what to work with, but lots of time left on that clock, Coach.
Plenty of time, plenty of utility for the entry as well. So for both sides on the defense and for the attack. I need to see, and I say I need to see, ImPerium need to see a bit more aggression out of themselves here. Late aggression isn't always going to cut the mustard. Johan, though, that's going to cut the mustard with picks like that. Another headshot from the up and puts it straight to the 2 versus 2.
Oh, no.
Versus 1. He's got a triple.
Now it's going to come down to the 1-on-1 play. Zan's just on the other side of water, but Johan actually does pick up the bomb. So he has lots of time that he actually could go back to the A site if he wishes. And it looks like he might actually fully commit to this, because I was wondering if he was going to go for the fake, but Zan's creeping his way, not fully bought into this. Now he's going to be getting hightail his knife out, trying to get the Nikes. Johan going to go for the plant, but this could be really dangerous because he's actually planting in the open, but Zan's gets the easy kill. The wrong read from Johan, but a valiant effort indeed.
Massive plays from Johan there as well, going down straight to the wire. I was a bit nervous for him. I was shaking in my boots as he was planting for the bathroom side, but super unfortunate. Great rotation, and need to see the full commit, the full send, and all these AKs, the mollies, the utilities. They've got to come out the gates hot. If they do, I think they can catch Rugratz off guard. And what we're seeing, they're giving Rugratz so much time to set up their plays, change their position, and them off guard. So we are seeing another slow play. Connector control is taken care of here by ImPerium.
And a really good point from you, Coach. I mean, the fact that Rugratz on the CT side are able to get so much map control early on, they're really just putting ImPerium on the back of the boards and just not a lot of options for them to work with. And you can see they're fully confident as RZU actually does go for the peak onto short. And now they've taken down 2. Having the 3 AKs, no bomb in hand, it's actually all the way in the back and middle, so they still have that opportunity to pick it up, but not really a lot of map presence to take control of yet.
No, there isn't. And with this 5 versus 3, I'm just looking at the money on ImPerium's side and make that the 5 versus 2. So 2 AKs are going to be taken down to just the 1 AK. Off with the pick, off with his head for Madup, and poor Johan. No up this time, but he's got his phase AK. So has had fantastic aim, and aim is going to be better from the game of Curry there. Popping off, getting another frag, and Curry sitting very nicely on 13 frags, along with Razu on 14. So those are the players that really are prominent to be somewhat of a carry so far.
Yeah, really showing very dominant numbers. I mean, 13 and 5 and then 14 and 4. I mean, the teammates are definitely right behind them, but you can tell they've definitely been those impact players so far for the Rugratz squad. But look at this control. Once again, Zan's getting in top of the playground, able to get that smoke to block a little bit and then actually able to peek that. But Hunter takes down 1, trying to go for more, trying to make the connection. The P250, it does deliver, so that's going to be a double kill. He gets a triple now, trying to make a 4th, but Johan has another plan in store. Bert able to reply back, and all of a sudden, now things are down to just Bert on a 2-on-1 situation. But this is a very good round from ImPerium. They've done so much damage.
And that just goes to show you don't need a full buy to make it work on overpass. There's a lot of long angles, but if you take those smart engagements and you're playing it close to connector, you're playing through bathroom perhaps, it is very, very doable. Super close there from Bert, and he is going to be deleted from the server for this round. So talking of the economy game, we're back in for the buy on ImPerium, and this is really desperate times. We need to see a couple more rounds from them now, and this is the home stretch really for the Half-Laz.
This is the home stretch. I mean, the fact that they need to pull these next 4 rounds in, it's very important. And I mean, they are in the gun round, full investment, the op in the hands of Johan once more. AK's full utility. It does look like they're actually shifting their change in the plan to actually go a little bit quicker towards this B site, putting a bit more pressure potentially. But Hunter, he's just able to land more and more shots, getting a double, taking down 2 members so early on. It's a minute and 30 still with ImPerium, but they're all the way in the back and middle. And this is really just becoming a big thorn in the side.
That was a really, really good thought, though. Making that quick play, counter utility from Rugratz just did him in. But if we'd seen that perhaps a bit earlier in the half, I think this could have been a different scoreline completely. It is going to be 5 versus 2, and these ops, my god, these ops have been absolutely filthy from Johan's hands, and Wilkie chimed in with the op frag as well.
Lands the frag, but not able to get any more than just the 1. And we've been talking about this time and time again. I mean, Rugratz, what they're doing is they're just putting so much pressure against ImPerium. They seem to just get a lot of control really early on. ImPerium just not expecting it, and then they get completely caught off guard. The fact that Hunter was able to get a double just outside a connector on short B and getting away with it without actually even getting traded, that's exactly not what you want, especially on your T side. So we might just see a different round. And you can see they're actually going to go for a full rush into the B site. They're trying to push through, but Curry able to land more. Zan's going to be falling back, and Hunter gets the double, leaving it just down to Carter.
Wow, 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 wow. And that was a great push. Look at all the damage they've done. Look at Hunter, who's so lit. He's so hurt. They could chase that round's W. They really, really could.
Living on the skin of his teeth, coach. I mean, 7 HP. He's actually not the one to push through that smoke, so Rezu actually the one that does get a little bit aggro, but now he's got all that information. So Rugratz fully aware that Carter's just stuck outside of long B, but still lots of time left. So, I mean, Carter, he could make so many different decisions, and this can be a really tough position to be in for Rugratz because you're more on a guessing game.
It's that moment you want to question if you're going to phone a friend and no friend will be called. It's going to be a dead dial tone there. Dropped out the server cutter. It's 12-1 if I can say, for Rugratz in the lead, and that they are running away with things as it would appear. And Tommy and the gang, wow, this is what an astonishing CT side. Wow.
ImPerium going to be needing to call that lifeline right now so they can pick up these next couple rounds so they can try to bounce back on their CT side. Another full gun round on the board for them will be Hunter to be the only opper on the CT side. So they actually do get the connector control, so it will be a matter of Hunter can land these shots, but he actually does get one. So it's going to be another cleanup, just leaving it down to Wilkie and Burt. But Wilkie actually going to be pushing his way all the way into the site. Burt does land another. That's inside a middle, but I don't know if he's going to expect two more players so close to him. But he's definitely anticipating it, coach. He's creeping his way. He's actually posted up waiting. And Rezu, he's actually going to be in the very bottom of bank, so very interesting position, and Burt able to land this shot, making it a 2-2.
Now, as this game has progressed, we've seen some super positive plays here from Rugratz. We've seen so many 2 versus 1s, and it's just not working out down to HP differentials. So not a write-off just yet, and still one more round, an opportunity for ImPerium to perhaps start that redemption curve and start clambering their way back towards the top. We did see this in our last MDL game we cast as well with Auglis or ex-Recon 5, where had quite a sloppy first half, but were able to turn it around to make quite a game actually, as it turned out. So hoping ImPerium here, they've got the courage that's needed and the entry that's needed as well. Wilkie grabbing one.
This is actually a very good start. I mean, now ImPerium, they are able to get quite a few picks, so just leaving it down to Mata and also Curie. But if Mata's not careful, he's able to get one, so now he knows one more is going to be there. But now, ImPerium, they have the man advantage, a 2-on-1 situation. Curry able to get this connection, but no, Wilkie going to shut that down. ImPerium, they pick up the second round, 13-2 for the first half.
Ooh, keeping us right on the edge of our seat to double up and grab that second round. But as you were seeing there, though, tight trades panned out. Simple stuff. It doesn't need to be complicated, and that's something to remind yourself of. You're watching from home, perhaps you are a CSGO player, open, intermediate, whatever it may be. It doesn't need to be a mental play. Play those basics and go for those quick trades. It can go really, really far. So ImPerium, they've got to win this pistol, as we've said this before, and I hate to be the guy that says this every time, but truth be, we need to see pistol in their hands if they want a formidable chance of turning this round here.
Yeah, definitely for the pistol round, it's very important for ImPerium because you can already tell 13-2 Rugratz. They have so many rounds to work with. Really, it's fruitful picking for them. So if ImPerium can pull this pistol, that can be that motivation, can really be the fire they need to get things going here, coach.
I'm hoping so, and we've not been hard on them. We've been very honest, and as it comes down to it, they've just been really, really unlucky. And talking of skill, Rugratz, they've been having a scorching game. Every shot they've released from the AKR op has been hitting a head or a chest immediately. So hard to play against that. Good start here, though. ImPerium getting the entry.
There will be Ellison to land things off, but the bomb will get planted. And Ellison actually coming up big, getting another kill, which will be a double. But he's going to get a lot of pressure pushed onto him as he's stuck inside of heaven. But he does get saved. Johan able to get down one. So it is a 2-on-2 situation. Ellison in a bad place to be, but now Johan has to come up big. Not able to land it, and Rugratz, they pull through the pistol round 14-2. So now the question will be, do Imperium go for the force buy this round, or do they want to put it all on that round number 15?
I think you put all your eggs in one basket at this point. You've got to try and get some kind of mental advantage as well as the economic advantage. And you're right, lads. We're going to see the Swag 7, the Double Deagle, the 5-7, and the Scout. I have seen stranger buys.
We've definitely seen, you know, questionable buys, but this isn't looking too bad. Johan actually does land the shot onto Zanz and now going to be falling back. Wilkie able to put the Mag 7 to 1, but only 1. And Rugratz, they're running through A. Their foot is completely on the gas, but Johan gets 1. He tags another. He's trying to look for more. It's a 2-on-3 and Johan, he's coming alive and he's doing so much damage, but he's only able to get a couple. But Ellison not able to help him out. And Rugratz, they're a match point.
Rugratz, they're looking like a kid that's got loose from daycare, running around and causing so much chaos. Imperium, they have had responses to the plays from Rugratz, but Rugratz always double down and they are able to turn these rounds immediately on their head. 15-2, another false from Imperium, and the Deegs, we need to see some mental 1 Deegs if this is going to be a game to continue.
It's all down to this. I mean, Imperium, they have the long road. They don't have the best weapons in the board. But Johan actually just escapes at the right time, but Bert gonna be on the other side. He gets a double, trying to make more, and this is looking so good. And now it's just down to Jans. A 1-on-3 situation. AK in hand, no bomb. The CTs, they're putting the pressure, and they pick up that round. They stay alive for another one, Coach.
Let's have that little deep breath. And I say a little deep breath, that's a massive deep breath, and exhale and continue forward. Rugratz got a massive advantage here, and I'm expecting to see a force in from them here as well. And are going to see it. Their bank is quite emptying all the money from the ATM.
All the money. Got to spend it all. But now the money situation for Rugratz, it's not looking very good. You know, Rezu is the only one with the strongest rifle across the board for the T side, but they are going to group up, go towards that short B. So really going to be putting a lot more pressure on both Ellison and Wilkie. But they don't have to commit to this yet. There's still plenty of time for them to work with. And you can already see there is a 3-man stack at the B site. But the T's, they have another plan in store. They're actually going to go up connector, do a little bit of exploring, see what they can find.
Dora the Explorer style and the CZ, easy CZ. Grabbing a TK and another frag, but somehow this round, bizarre as it is, 4 versus 3, Imperium, they're looking to have the upper hand.
Imperium's looking like they do have the upper hand. Will be Rezu with the AK, but Zanz with the Deagle. He can never count them out. Zanz, if he can land this could be impactful, but Bert has another plan in store. So leaving it just down to 1. Rezu with the bomb in hand actually does have the nade out, gets caught not at the wrong time, but takes down Bert. A 1-on-3 situation now. 38 seconds left on that clock. Will be the CTs actually completely pinching. It's a double stack at the A site. So Rezu has a lot of work ahead of him.
Rezu's going to have to get something out the wazoo here if he's about to make this one happen. 3 versus 1. He's got 1 frag already and make that 2.
Oh,
Doubling down and making
no.
it 3. Headshots, flick, and 1 left. It's going to be Wilkie. AK versus the AK, and Wilkie does have the advantage in the sense of he's got a kit, he's got utility, but how's he going to make this one work?
Yeah, and this position from Rezu is really good, and he comes up and delivers. That's a 1-on-4, and he takes it away. Imperium, they fall this match. Very unfortunate, but a very dominant performance from Rugratz.
Out the yazoo. Absolutely insane from Rezu, finishing things off with that 4K, and that is a wrap for that MDL match. We'll be casting another game in a few moments. So a little bit of time before the next matchup.
Yeah, so just for anybody that was tuning in or anything like that, we are going to be casting another match, which will be Secret Club versus X Recon 5, which I think they're right now known as Orgless. So definitely should be a good match. It will be in the next 30 minutes, so we will just take a big break from this. But shout out to Rugratz, definitely showing a very dominant overpass, but Imperium still lots of time left in the season for you guys to pull through. Read the strat book, watch the VOD, figure things out. Still plenty of time to work with.
Definitely so. We saw promise. We saw so many 2 versus 2s. Simply all that came down to is that is a well-practiced map from Rugratz. You could see they have been living on Overpass for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, just a very dominant CT side. Really impressive stuff from Rugratz. So the fact that they were just able to get full connector control, the fact that they were able to push down middle, it really just put ImPerium with nothing to work with. Their options were so limited, and that's a very difficult position to be in on T side. And that's one of the things about overpasses. CTs can put the pressure. It's a big risk, but it definitely panned out today for Rugratz.
Highest risk and the highest reward for 13 to half. So as I said, we'll be coming back with another game in about 30 minutes. So we'll see you soon. Grab a drink, grab a bite, and stay tuned.
Everybody loves an underdog.
Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.